Good morning. I'll make sure I got that. I always seem to get this angle wrong. I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that will fit. Then I realize, nope, I am much taller than that. You're a little crooked. But I just like that. I think that will do. So this is take like number 4, but first of today. Mainly I just want to start out by using that as a segue to say if something isn't going your way in a day, don't force it. I figure after 3 times yesterday, I just wasn't feeling it. I actually did film about 15 minutes of the video that I'm going to redo today. Just because I was pushing myself yesterday. Yesterday I did something that I don't normally do, which is push through. But then I looked back on it, reflected last night, meditated about it this morning. It was, grief was kind of getting in the way. It was the anniversary of the passing of my godmother and my uncle. It's been about, I want to say 5 years, 4 or 5 years for my uncle, and about 14. I think it's been 14 or 15 years for my godmother. But our bodies never forget. There's a lot of truth to that. I was feeling that yesterday after I typically film after I get done working on my clients here, and today I'm going to do it before. Yeah, so rescheduling and talking about the casual shoes that I own and what I've found with them. And I just want to say too is like, you want to be grateful. You know, I'm able to wake up this morning and like have a second opportunity, because every day is a new day. You know, we never know when we're going to pass. And so like when you have plans, sometimes you just have to keep going, pushing. And but every once in a while you got to take a time out and just trust, and the next day is going to be what you imagine it to be. So I will say, like, right now I'm looking at some lace ups here. I have my Birks as always. That's one of my favorite brands. They fit my feet well. Fit most humans' feet, in my opinion. There's a reason they've been around for 200 years. Birkenstocks actually started out, I don't know if I mentioned this in other videos, but Birkenstock started out as an insole company. Actually, started out as an insole company. And so what they did is basically take the contour of what a foot looks like in a mold, in this case probably sand or soft dirt, I imagine back then, and then made it what it should be. So you have lots of even pressure across the entire surface of the foot. I have a pretty high arch, so I don't touch this area here, which is why sometimes you have to fit shoes accordingly. That's why some of my shoes are 13s like these are, or in European that's 46. I wear all the way up to a 49 or a 15 in a lot of shoes, athletic shoes mostly. But in casual shoe category, I brought most of what I had. Echo is a brand I haven't showcased yet. Great for casual shoes. I sold Echoes pretty much my entire shoe career. These are John Varvatos, which is a fashion brand, but I had to have these when I bought these probably 12, 13 years ago. Still a lot of good tread on these kinds of shoes too. All these are a little bit different as far as tread goes. But city walkers, casual wear. I mean, when I say casual, that's what I basically mean. That I put on like maybe like something I have on, just casual, and wear it to go for a walk. Mostly the lace-ups. I'll get into slip-ons here in a minute, which is truly my favorite category, but they're not always the best to walk in. But back to these John Varvatos. Super nice suede, soft, supple. They hold their appearance. Like I said, a shoe that's over a decade, you get your money's worth. I got these on sale at Nordstrom Rack way back in the day, I had to have them for $100. You know, part of the reason I bought them, they're resolable too, I believe. Yeah, they're definitely resolable. They got a midsole. Echoes, very functional like a tennis shoe. This was a dress casual sneaker at the time. I wore this for work a lot when I got this that's probably about 10 years old. Another Echo, kind of a demi boot sneaker, flexible again in the heel, semi-shanked in the heel, flexible in the midsole is what I meant to say. But these are probably pretty burnt out. These are these are more like slippers than they are shoes, which is kind of like how I like my shoes. So this shoe and this shoe, as far as fit, these both fit really. All these are like 13s. Rarely can you get a shoe that does that unless it flexes with your foot. That's really important for foundation. They all have real good, decent arches in them. Lowering the heel a little bit, the feel. Alakais are what I call a Hawaiian brand, but gentleman from Nike was the designer guy, started this company. I just love Alakais. I really love my flippy flops, but I like these shoes a lot too. I keep them laced up. I use it as a mule, if you will, or a slip-on like the Burke. If you ever get yourself a pair of Bostons like this, they're one of the most comfortable shoes you can wear. This is a soft foot bed too. Birkenstocks make a hard, even both of these ones are hard, but this one has a little bit of latex on top of the cork, and it helps the moldability and comfort. For me, I actually prefer the soft foot bed better. It's my only pair I have. These are getting a little faded. I probably need to put some stuff on the suede, so make sure you take care of your shoes. One of my all-time favorites is the Wallaby. For some reason, I only own one pair now. I used to work for this company. I worked for Clark's for 2 years. Ran a couple of their stores. First year was a Bostonian, year and a half, and then the last portion of that session with them was for Clark's Outlet down in Alabama. I'll talk about that another day, simply because that get into the politics of shoes and natural disasters. But a lot of the suede stuff, again, I mentioned this in the hiking boot one, or boot shoes in general. Suede is more durable. It breathes better. It's the more porous side, I would call it, of the leather. One of my favorite just kick around shoes. I actually wear these camping sometimes. I'll go like walking on the dirt and stuff like that, and they hold up really well. The whole bottom is suede. I mean, this is Native American design, if you will. I hate to say that simply because this type of shoe is found all over the world. Like, if you look at some of the original shoes out of China, their shoes were very much like that. All three of these are moccasin construction. So this is, I would say, no support, relying on the body's mechanics to support. This is semi-support. They have a shank in them so they don't flex. This is a Sperry. Sperry makes really nice boat shoes. This is a Mephisto. Mephisto makes a phenomenal boat shoe. All their shoes are phenomenal in my opinion. They're a walking shoe. I used to have a pair of those and I love them to death. Can't remember what they're called, but they're Match. It's called the Mephisto Match. But they're expensive, but you can resole them. The story behind this shoe was I actually picked this up for $10 in a thrift store. The sole was deteriorating, but the upper was brand new. Even the insole was brand new. Somebody must have bought them, worn them a couple times, and said they didn't need them. So I went to the store, got a Recraft bag you can get for Mephisto, and mail it in with some money. I think it was like $110 at the time, so basically $120 all in. It's I don't know what these shoes sell for now, but I know they gotta be pushing $300, $250 to $300. So it was a good value. Again, you can recraft them. Put some of these other shoes up here, my slip-ons, as I call them. They're like my casual slippers. Oh, there's a leaf in there. Happy fall. I just wore these last week when I was in Seaside. It's pretty muddy and stuff down there, but these clean up nice. Some shoes have built-in waterproofing. That's important for breathability too. So like my feet do get warm in these, but I'm mostly wearing them this time of year, you know, October through March. Most of these shoes, I'm getting them out now, putting away the slippers, or excuse me, the sandals. I'll wear sandals before I wear slippers. Like this kind of stuff is what I'm wearing in the house, or just chilling. I actually have another pair of house shoes too that I didn't bring. But these casuals I will wear out in public. I've literally have worn these to walk in for 3-4 hours doing shopping. Make sure your legs work out. It's purposeful. It was my intention to do that. But these Merrells, I want to talk about Jungle Mocs. This is a modified Jungle Moc. This is actually called the Boulder. But Merrell makes some phenomenal shoes. This is one of the very first shoes I ever owned when I was a kid. That was good for me. I was probably 18 or 19. I got a pair for Christmas, and they just came out, I want to say right around then, early 90s, mid 90s. See, when was I? 18, 90, 91. So yeah, somewhere around there. But suede upper, they usually use pigskin on this. I think some of them might be cow, but I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure these are pig, which I'm going to do a video here pretty soon reminding me of that, how to tell. They don't always say what they are, which kind of hide they will use, but they will. There's symbolism inside here that I want to show you. We'll talk about that some more later. Everybody has to have a pair of Crocs. They're lightweight. They're white toe box like the Birkenstock. That's really important for anatomical health, keeping your toes separated. EVA. These probably will last forever as long as you don't kill them. I've had these shoes for 5-6 years at least. $13 at Marshall's. Save yourself a penny. You don't have to spend a lot of money on good shoes. Even some of these that I got discounts on when I worked in the shoe business, like these, worked in the business. These I worked in the business, but they were on clearance. I paid $20 for these shoes. I paid $20 for these shoes, and in fact, I still have the price tag on it for $19.98. But that was from the Clark's Outlet down in Woodburn, and that was 4 years ago, somewhere after COVID started. These I paid full price. I don't pay full price for a lot of shoes. I got these in Tombstone, Arizona. I was very excited to be there. I wanted a memory, and I felt like I was in native land, so I thought I would get some Medicine Man shoes. Vans, of course. These hardly ever go on sale, but $60 or something like that. 80. I think I paid 80 or something like that for those Mocs. But these are like staples in my mind. A lot of this stuff I talk about functionality, they're all different. Food for feet is like my idea. Like shoes are diet. So like whatever you put on your feet is going to determine your health. And it's really important to mix it up. Sometimes you want to go, I would probably compare a moccasin to a banana maybe? Like your vegetarian diet. And I would probably throw in like some of the firmer constructive, like the Birks to me are meat, because you can wear those all day. They have a ton of support. It takes longer to burn the calories, in other words. It's the same thing with your body. Your body's not having to work as hard in a shoe like this. In a shoe like this, your foot is doing all of the work. And that's really good sometimes in diet form. You want your foot to basically exercise. It isn't just about the heart. It's actually about the mitochondria, the energy that's in our bodies physically. So that transference of energy gets all through the body. Your shoes are enabling that. Or, as I say, dictating that. Because shoes and sugar are two things that we have to have in our bodies, but they're also the worst thing for us. So you have to be very critical about what you are applying to our system, our internal environment. Yeah, that's kind of the only other thing I want to say is too is like materials. Buying better quality shoes. For instance, I got these shoes when I was in massage school, which was 2006. I was going to be standing on my feet for a long time. After working a long time, I continued selling shoes through my schooling. So I had to work 40-hour a week and then 20 hours plus in school time. I paid $20 because they were clearance. You know, who wants an all-white shoe? I actually love all-white shoes because eventually you can paint them. This is my Peace and Love shoes, my Vince's. This is another brand I haven't showcased. But to the point of product, leather is so important. A lot of people are vegans. I understand you don't want to kill something, but you know what? Longevity, durability. It's just like diet again. If you get a banana takes approximately 15 minutes to digest. It gets consumed in your gut like that. If you want to buy a shoe that lasts 15 minutes per se, go ahead. That's your cheaper shoes. Those are your Skechers. Those are your. And you can buy good quality cheap shoes, or as in this case, I much rather spend less money on a higher price shoe. Be patient. Being patient teaches you, gives you that enlightenment feel in a short-term effect, meaning like, I know what I want, and now let it manifest and come to me. That's how all this stuff existed. That's why I continued to do this stuff. I knew someday I was going to do a video. Here I am 20 years later. I've been out of the shoe business for 6 years, and I just love shoes and the essence of what they have to offer. There's so much science and art built into something like this. Somebody took the time to say this tread pattern is what's ideal for this shoe. Even their lace-up, it's primarily the same tread pattern, just a little bit different. A huge difference though, doesn't flex. This is a clog base. This is a tennis shoe base. It flexes as a walker. Those kind of things, materials make a difference. You can do your own research or whatever. I'm just telling you, I got 20 plus years doing this. I started when I was 17, and I got in and out of the shoe business, and I know what's good. There's certain things I never promote in life, politics, religion, things of that, because honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Stuff that matters is stuff that affects health, because that's all we have. And there's a saying that health is wealth. And unless you have that intuitiveness, that mindfulness of picking something out that makes the rest of you happy, it isn't just about your feet. Your feet is your grounding aspect. Comfort, what I call comfort or casual shoes, this is how we're meant to be. We're supposed to be in loose clothes. We're not supposed to be real tight. You can do that for a little bit, but your muscles react, your emotions react. All that stuff will come back and haunt you later in life. I'm 51 years old. I feel just as agile, maybe not as quick, but I'm definitely as agile as I was 25 years ago, because I've taken the time to not destroy my body like I did when I was younger. And that started with shoes. And so that's really, it's pertinent to my life, and I think it should be in yours too. The deliberate pathway is that exactly. Whatever your intentions are, set them. People want to wear a bulky boot that's heavy, go ahead. But I'm telling you, it's going to lead to misalignment of the body. It's going to lead to arthritis because of the weight of the device on your body. And you do need some of that, don't get me wrong. Some people who work in construction, please have something that protects you. Have something that if you step on something that's hot will keep the heat away from your foot so you don't burn yourself. Large objects, a shovel, a huge amount of iron falling on you. It falls on your toes. There's a reason they have steel toe boots and shoes. to protect you. So you will need, like, I don't really have that category because I don't do that category, but this is the majority of the population in my opinion. And I think that 80% of the population needs to have the knowledge to set your deliberate pathway on foot health, on alignment health, because that all reflects on our spiritual side too. Because if your feet hurt, you're angry. If you're angry, you're not nice to people. That comes off, and that's how I used to be, and that's why feet are super important. Knees are important, hips, back, neck, all that stuff. So I don't know if I have much else to say about any of the stuff I have here. Just, mostly be mindful about what you're doing. If something doesn't, kind of going back to the beginning, if something doesn't work, especially in footwear, don't force it. I've taken 3 pairs of shoes back in the last couple months because I'm looking for some dress pairs to showcase here. Plus, I want to fill in some gaps I feel like I would like to have in my wardrobe. I put them on, and this last pair I got, I was like 3rd time's a charm for this particular dress style. I'm on borderline taking it back because I got a blister. You shouldn't be beating yourself up for aesthetics. Looks does not matter at 51 especially. And so any of you youngsters out there, good job. But if you can suffer through that, I know I did, because I would work a 40-hour week, but I would still go out dancing 2-3 nights a week, and I wore those tight dress shoes to go dancing. And I tell you what, there's a reason I was drinking all the time, because it was helping the pain be hidden. And eventually you just have to confront that, and that's not how I wanted to live my life. And so start with, this will help that. There's no reason to self-medicate when this is your medication. This is diet, and diet is your health. So all that being said, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and continue focusing on your Zen and setting your deliberate pathway.